Let's talk a little bit about the law of conservation of energy, and hopefully you're familiar with it. It's basically that in any given system, energy can't be created or destroyed. It changes form from one type to another, and the total amount of energy is going to remain constant. And we call that total amount the total mechanical energy when we're talking about kinetic and potential energy. And it's just total energy if we're going to add in heat and sound and some of the other types of energy that aren't really used in motion. So consider this example. You have an elephant standing on top of a cliff, and at the very, very top, not moving at all, so that energy is all potential energy, and it's all due to the height. And then if he decides to jump down off that cliff, as he moves downward, his height is decreasing and his speed is increasing. So the potential energy is decreasing and the kinetic energy is increasing. At the very middle of that cliff, at the halfway point, it is half and half kinetic, half potential. And once again, right before the elephant hits the ground at the bottom, height is 0, so there's no potential energy, and it's going to be all kinetic. So the velocity of the elephant will be maximized there because the height is minimized. So let's kind of walk through this with some math. At the very top, we're going to say he's 3 meters up, has a mass of 500 kilograms. What's his potential energy? And if you work through substituting in for mass, gravity, and height, you end up with 147,000 joules. Looking at the kinetic energy, the velocity is 0, so the kinetic energy is 0. His total energy is going to be the sum of those two, so it's the sum of potential and kinetic, and it's going to be the 147,000 joules plus 0, so it's all potential energy. So no matter where the elephant is along here, his total energy is going to be 147,000 joules. Halfway down, like I said before, it's going to be half kinetic and half potential. Now, in the real world, part of that energy would go to sound. It would go to actually friction with the air, a little bit of heat created. And so there is a slight energy loss here when the elephant jumps off that cliff. But other than that, if you know how high that elephant is, you should be able to find the rest of the pieces to the energy. Alrighty, bye-bye.